He can get his shot, and in every place that he worked out, nothing but raves. No one talking about any shortness or a weakness in his game.
Jerry West told me today that greatness lies ahead for this young man. Thought he was going to be absolutely fantastic. I recruited him out of high school, and certainly I believe everything he said in this man's ability. He is just flat out going to be outstanding. It's going to take him a little time, though, because he's going from high school, skipping college, into a very physical game.
All he did was average 31 points a game his senior year. His team won the state title with 31 wins and 3 losses.
Kobe is a star of the future, and it's no different than when I had to play against Dr. J and Walter Davis and some of the other great players. I think that's the highlight of the game, but I think the game is a little bit more deeper than just 2 individuals. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough excitement, or just the expectations of excitement in the course of the game, that's going to keep everybody on the edge of their seats.
Oh yeah, but that's fun. That's what this game is all about. You know, you have 2 great teams playing against one another. The challenges are there, the excitement is there. Now it's just time to go out there and play and let it all hang out.
Coach gets it into Jordan. Jordan already with 11 with a turnaround, and that time Kobe Bryant did a good job on him.
He muscles it up there, but he leaves it short.
Kobe Bryant shooting and hitting with Michael Jordan in his face.
Now keep this right here. This is a beautiful screen. See, he leveled Michael off right there. Michael did not get his hand up. Well, Dick, any time that you take care of the defensive boards and you hold people down in shooting, there it is.
Couldn't hold him down.
That's
Kobe Bryant.
There's a backdoor move. They catch it right there, turning his head. Caught Michael turning his head. He thought he could regroup.
All right, y'all. What is going on? It's Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. All right, look, today we are here to talk about Kobe Bryant. And I guess to give him a proper video, back when I did this on my first channel, I didn't do the video how I normally do them. It was actually before I even started to edit videos and put them together. So I just had like 2 or 3 videos where I was talking about it. You know, everybody was talking about it. There was so much to see. There were so many coincidences around Kobe Bryant's death. We're going to make sure we cover those in this video. So I wanted to start the video off by showing that clip of him and Michael Jordan battling each other back in '97. Also, I wanted to make sure I included this picture of him when he went to Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia. Now, the reason it's very significant because I believe Kobe Bryant's entire career was scripted, and I believe he was a Freemason before he ever even entered the NBA. Why? It's clear, because he wore the number 33 in high school, and we all know what that 33 number represents. Now, to be honest, there's not much more to go on as far as his early career that just says that he was a Freemason, besides him wearing the number and us knowing what that number represents. But I didn't show that, that Michael Jordan clip for no reason, because as I was doing my research for this video, I just happened to come across that video. And when I came across that video, it gave me an idea to go and search Jordan versus Kobe, and it gave me an idea to search the stat line when they actually played each other. So I'm gonna show y'all what I found, and this is gonna basically put the nail in the coffin that Kobe was a Freemason coming into the league. He was already initiated. Kobe Bryant's entire career was scripted to the T. So we're going to get into this article real quick. Now, like I said, when I saw the clip of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan facing off against each other, it really gave me the idea to search the stat line of how many times they played each other and how many points they actually scored when they did play each other, right? So the first matchup between Jordan and Kobe was in 1996 on December 17th. Jordan scored 30 points. Kobe Bryant, he only scored 5 points. He was a reserve, meaning that Kobe Bryant came off the bench in his first, year or two in the NBA, right? So we go down to the second time that they played each other. February 5th, 1997, Jordan scores 27, and Kobe once again scores 5 points. Now, this is where it gets really juicy, because on the third time that Kobe and Michael Jordan played each other, Jordan scored 36 points. And you're reading it right here for yourself, people. You won't believe it. Kobe Bryant scores 33 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. I want you to note something. Right here in this article, it says, this was the first true duel between Jordan and Kobe Bryant. One in which they both scored more than 30 points. Jordan 36, Bryant 33 points. So I thought this was basically the nail in the coffin as to Kobe Bryant already being initiated from the jump. I'm talking about in high school. Kobe was already a Freemason. I don't even believe Kobe Bryant is his actual real name. I think everything about Kobe Bryant was a character that he played here in the U.S. Everything. I think everything was scripted to the T, which is why there was so many coincidences around his death. Now, I can't make this up. Literally, the third time that they played each other, the third time, Kobe Bryant, out of nowhere, scores 33 points coming off the bench. Now, we go back to the first 2 times that him and Jordan played each other. He only scored 5 points both times. Now, I'm talking about him and Jordan. Now, of course, in between all of these games, he scored more points coming off the bench. I think the game before he scored 33, he scored like 20-something points. So I'm not saying he wasn't, actually scoring, and this is just completely out of nowhere. But for him and Jordan to face each other on their first true duel, which was the third time they played each other, he just so happens to score 33 points. And Jordan also just happens to score 36 points. So I thought that was very, very significant to basically tying together the fact that Kobe Bryant was already initiated and he was a Freemason from the jump. And it's pretty clear to see. And the thing why I say that I don't believe Kobe Bryant was even his real name, we all know that these people play characters, but long ago there was actually like an interview where Kobe was sitting in, and a reporter actually called him, which I believe was his real name. Like, she slipped up and called him by his real name. Now, I can't remember exactly what she said, but I vividly remember seeing this on a video a long time ago, years ago. And of course, I can't find it. I tried my hardest to find the video, but I knew I wouldn't find it anyway. I just thought I would search for it, but I'm not making it up. It was a video on YouTube a long time ago, and it was kind of on the topic of Kobe being a character and not actually being, and Kobe Bryant not being his real name, and so on and so on. And it was pretty interesting. So I couldn't find it, but I wish I did. But it just adds to the fact that he was a character, and you can't make it up. All right, y'all. Now, I meant to cover this while I was doing that other article, but it kind of slipped my mind. But I'm glad I caught it before I actually put this video out. So this just goes to more numbers. It's like everything Kobe did in his career, it all had occult numerology behind it. Even in the beginning of the video, when I played that clip of his draft night, and they said he averaged 31 points, and his team also had 31 wins and 3 losses, I just felt like that was another piece of part of the script of Kobe's career. I mean, because you just can't make these things up, and there's no coincidence to anything. He averaged 31 points, and their team actually won 31 games. Now, we all know high school basketball. I think they play about 34 games a year in the regular season. But that's very rare for someone to average the same amount of points that their team actually won. That's pretty, that's pretty rare. So, but anyway, when we fast forward all the way to 2006 when Kobe scored 81 points, as many of you are reading on the screen as I'm talking. So it says, on this day in history, January 22nd of 2006, in Kobe's 666th game, Kobe Bryant had his Salvador Dali masterpiece, if that's how you say that. This is from an article, but never mind that. A masterpiece so difficult to create, it's even difficult to do in video games, which that's kind of true, but not really true, because I could definitely score 81 with my player in 2K. But anyway, not even in my dreams, Bryant said, after scoring a career-high 81 points, which would have been exactly 66% of his team's total points that game against the Toronto Raptors. That was something that just happened. It's tough to explain. It's just one of those things. It really hasn't, set in for me. It's about the W. That's why I turned it on. It turned into something special. To sit here and say I grasped what happened, that would be lying. So you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a little bit of help. Not to mention that this was literally game 666, and he scored the most points he's ever scored in his career, y'all. 666th game. Kobe scores his career high of 81 points. We can't make it up, y'all. We can't make it up. It's basically, it's just more fuel to the fire for us really realizing that Kobe's entire career was scripted, y'all. It really was. It really was, all right? So I just had to add this, had to go ahead and add this to the video before we, fast forward and move on to the death of Kobe Bryant and all of the coincidences that surround it, all right? So check out this next clip.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning. The chopper reportedly went down just before 10 a.m. local time, according to the fire department out there in Calabasas, California. That's northwest of Los Angeles. You can see the picture there. It burst into flames on impact, starting a nearby brush fire. The 41-year-old Kobe Bryant was reportedly traveling with 4 others in that aircraft, in that helicopter.
Kobe Bryant was reportedly traveling with 4 others in that aircraft, in that helicopter.
The LA County Fire Department saying
all 5 people perished in the crash.
Now reporting, Tom Llamas.
Hey, good evening, and we are coming back on the air with new details on the tragic death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. ABC News confirming the 5-time NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers was among 5 people killed when a helicopter crashed and caught fire in Southern California. Authorities in Los Angeles County are holding a news conference now. Let's go to that.
Good afternoon. My name is Daryl Osby, and I'm the fire chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I want to thank you for coming here to today's briefing of the Willow incident. Today, shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire at the intersection of Los Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Upon arrival, our firefighters discovered approximately a quarter-acre brush fire that resulted from a crash on the hillside. The Los Angeles County Fire Department initial response was 15 pieces of apparatus and 56 personnel that consisted of paramedics, engine company, truck company, hand crews, and aircraft, and a chief officer to oversee the incident. Upon arrival, during the incident, and upon arrival of the Sheriff's Department, our two respective departments entered into unified command to handle this incident. Our firefighters on scene indicated that there was a debris field and steep terrain with a quarter-acre brush fire that was occurring at the time. Our firefighters hiked in to the accident site with their medical equipment and hose lines to extinguish the stubborn fire, as it included the brush fire, debris from a helicopter, and the fire also included magnesium, which is very hard for our firefighters to extinguish because magnesium reacts with oxygen and water. In addition to our firefighters hiking into the incident, we had one helicopter flying to the incident with firefighter paramedics on board. Those paramedics were hoisted into the incident. They did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished. Firefighters and hand crews worked to extinguish the fire while carefully preserving the incident for investigation. Currently, the investigation is still ongoing. I would like to turn this over to my sheriff to continue the press briefing.
Thank you, Chief Osby. Personnel from Los Hills Sheriff's Station responded to the scene of the crash site and fire department, and we've established a containment area, and now our Aero Bureau has a handle on traffic or aircraft accidents. However, when there's a fatality, then it switches to the National Transportation Safety Bureau, the NTSB, and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. FAA is already on scene and assisting. We're waiting the arrival of the coroner's office to assist in the recovery of the remains. As the chief indicated, there were no survivors. We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft.
We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft.
All right, y'all. Now, y'all already know how I feel about these news clips when they come out with all kind of numbers of how many people actually died. Every single time they do this, it's just it's like a tell-all sign that, this is a ritual. Because I just don't care what nobody say, and I remember when this happened. I remember when this happened exactly that year in 2020. I remember watching the news broadcast and them pitting out the fact that 4 people had died alongside with Kobe Bryant for a total of 5. That was the immediate story. Actually, I think it might have been less than 4 when it first came out. But the thing was, they knew it was Kobe Bryant immediately. They didn't even say his daughter. They didn't even mention her. They just knew automatically it was Kobe Bryant, and it was no one else. At first, it was just Kobe Bryant and like 3 or 4 other people. It's like, all right, if y'all know it was Kobe, how do you not know that there was supposedly a total of 9 people? Which, if we flip that, we have a 6. And if you watch the clip that says news special report, they had it down there as 4 people dying outside of Kobe Bryant. And then once the sheriff actually said that they had a manifest of 9 people, they changed it on the bottom of the screen to 9 people. Now, some of you can say, oh, the news, they just like to get it out regardless of how many people died. But if the sheriff sits there and says it's not, appropriate to announce the names of the victims, wouldn't it also not be appropriate to assume that only 4 people died when really 9 people supposedly died? Make that make sense. This is news. Like these are people who are in charge of pitting out the news to millions and billions of people. Why would they put out and assume 4 people died? What makes you think it was just 4 people? How did you immediately know it was Kobe? Then a few hours later, no, not 4 people. It was actually 9 people, and his daughter just happened to be with him. How does that even happen? How could you possibly put out a number really so small? 4 people, then it jumps to 9 when you supposedly get the manifest? So you were able to assume that it was just 4 or 5 people without even having a manifest until something like an official report came out. How? It does not make sense, which is why I always say we have to pay attention to the news reports, the ones that happen as soon as the event takes place, because that is where all the lies and the mix-ups, that's where they lie at. Which is why I like to dissect them and always have some kind of news clip that was recorded right when it happened, because then we're able to see the deception. You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe, he has one of those cases where you can almost believe he's not even dead. That he's maybe just, who knows? He's jumped and played another character. Who knows what is actually going on? Because there's so many coincidences around his death, and, so many things that predicted his death. It just kind of, it kind of makes you feel like that he's not even dead. And then you get the thing that recently happened about, Vanessa Bryant collecting $16 million off of pictures that we will never even see. How the hell do we even know those pictures exist? Was that even real? How do we even know? And then it just so happened to be on the 24th, which was Kobe's number, obviously. 8/24, it was basically on Kobe Day. Is that even real? That just seems like more to the ritual 2 years later. She got awarded $16 million off of pictures we will never even see. Not saying that people want to see, dead bodies from a helicopter crash, supposedly, but how are we supposed to believe that? We ain't seen the pictures. So, please, y'all got to help this make sense to me, because I just don't understand how they could put out 4 people died in the crash, and then later on it's 9 people. And then in the beginning, they didn't even mention his daughter. If y'all remember when this happened, they did not mention his daughter when they first reported the news. But they knew it was Kobe, though. Then on top of that, they had the entire world sad. I remember going to Walmart that day. You could just feel the energy. It's like everyone knew he died. The entire world. SportsCenter was on all day that day. They had the top broadcasters on SportsCenter talking about his death. Like all day. And their moods were the worst. Like it was just so... The vibration, the frequency was so low that day. Like they really did a great job at harvesting the energy off of his supposed death. And it may have not even been real. But they gathered so much energy. They harnessed so much energy from the people that day. This was one very powerful ritual, people. And we have to understand that we are giving ourselves to these people when we participate, when we watch, when we think, we get to feeling sad. That's why most of the time, bro, I don't even let this get to me emotionally, because we don't even know what is actually going on, y'all. We really don't. So I'm not going to go too far, do too much talking right here. I do want to get into the cartoon that predicted Kobe Bryant's death. So we'll use this next segment to watch that very short clip, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit more. So check this out.
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant!
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass?
These were Shaq's in.
Arrivederci.
So I ushered it in.
All right, y'all. Now I'm going to come in and wrap this video up, and we're going to visit just the final few points that pretty much, it pretty much sums up everything about Kobe Bryant's death and how this was completely scripted and how it was all planned. Now, the cartoon and the commercial alone is enough evidence to just show someone, anyone that is aware of this kind of stuff that goes on in the industry and in the sports world, just all across the entertainment industry. I think the cartoon alone is enough to show and really not even have to say anything. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to say. It's obviously this is 2 years old. We all knew about the cartoon when it went viral, and it immediately went viral after he died, which I find that odd as well. Although we know the internet finds everything, but that cartoon literally went viral, I think, the day that he died, and then this tweet started popping up as well. And in the cartoon, obviously he crashes, his rings pop out, basically show you that he actually died, and that was his legacy. And then they made a little joke at the end by saying, don't worry, those were actually Shaq's rings anyway. So this stuff, it doesn't get right in your face any more than that. And that cartoon was from 2017. Basically just predictive programming. They're not going to put it in a very, very popular cartoon because then it becomes obvious. It's just like with The Simpsons and how much they've actually predicted over time. And I think they even predicted Trump becoming president. So we know, we have to understand that they use these shows, they use entertainment for predictive programming. It's really not, it's not hard to understand nor get. This is why they do this kind of stuff. Y'all already know it's a part of the Luciferian doctrine to show you something before they actually do it. So this is why we almost, I can't even really sit here and tell y'all that Kobe is dead. Me having the mind that I have, I just can't confidently say Kobe Bryant is dead. We just never know in this world we live in, y'all. That's all I can say. This world is so strange. There's so much, that we just don't know. So I can't definitively say that he's dead. I'm sorry, I can't. But and as far as this tweet goes, right? I think the tweet may be even more eerie than the cartoon. The cartoon was in 2017. This tweet was from 2012. Now, I remember doing a video about this on my first channel when Kobe died. Because when Kobe died, I was like a month or two into making videos. I had just started my YouTube channel. I don't even know if I had like 2,000 subs. I probably had less than 1,000. I was literally new to making videos, but I was on top of it. And to me, it kind of seemed like, because we have to understand something. This tweet could have been literally put out when Kobe died. And I'm pretty sure, they can change the time on a tweet and they can change the date on a tweet. Because we have to think about something, right? Now, unless this person got no-so, we don't know who this person is. The profile picture was actually Kobe. No one knows who tweeted this tweet, people. No one. It went viral, and then that was it. No one investigated who tweeted the tweet. They didn't really post it on any major news articles. How did this person know at 11:32 p.m., November 13, 2012, Kobe is going to end up dying in a helicopter crash? Mind you, the cartoon was not out yet. That was in 2017, 5 years later. That commercial with him and Kanye West, that was nowhere near produced yet. What in the world gave this person the idea that Kobe was going to die in a helicopter crash, people? So we almost have to think about the fact that this tweet could have been completely fabricated. Then, who found the tweet? Who found it? Who in the hell knew to search .noso, this random @ on Twitter, this random handle? Who decided to search it? Who found it? I don't think y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all. But anyway, we have to go back and think about this. All right, Kobe died in 2020, 2 years ago. Would have been 8 years after this tweet. So, unless this person was like left this tweet on their page, like this was the last tweet of that Twitter account, then it may be like, okay, cool. All right, let's just say the person kept tweeting. They had an active Twitter account for the next 8 years after they tweeted this tweet. Someone would have had to go all the way down his tweets. Could have been 20,000 tweets. You know how much people tweet? Someone would have had to search this person's profile. Literally go all the way back 8 years of tweets to find this shit, y'all. Who found the tweet? Who found it? How did it go viral? Bro, y'all have to think about this. It was 8 years later. Literally, like this, the person would have had to tweet this and then not tweet a damn thing. They would have just had to leave their account alone for the next 8 years. And then it still wouldn't make sense on how someone found it. We're talking about 8 years, people. And think about that numerology in itself. That's Kobe's number. 8 years. Number 8. It took 8 years. 8 years before he died. This tweet was made. This is the most eerie part right here. Yo, somebody please answer this for me. How did they find the tweet? How? If I'm not mistaken, you can't search tweets on Twitter. At least not in 2012, you couldn't. How was this found, y'all? That's why I almost believe that this tweet was fabricated. This tweet was made the year that he died, and they changed the date to 8 years before. And they put a little timestamp as well. Honestly, there's no other way. I don't care what y'all say. There's no other way. No one found this tweet. No one just magically remembered that someone in 2012 tweeted this. Y'all have to think about this shit, y'all. I think, bro, this one is kind of mind-blowing. Because let's just say that this was a tweet. This was an actual tweet, and a person tweeted this from a Kobe fan account or some shit. It was a super prophetic person, some kind of damn death angel or some shit predicted this shit. Let's just say it was real. Once again, who in the hell found the tweet, y'all, to make it go viral? Who found it? You know, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't even have anything else to say. We're just going to move on to this last part of this video. I'll let y'all hit me in the comments about that tweet. I don't have anything else to say about that tweet. So I think the last thing here that we have to cover is LeBron James. And I guess the role that he might have played in this entire Kobe Bryant thing. Now, when we think about, when we think about the bigger picture as far as a sacrifice, Kobe Bryant definitely could have been a sacrifice for the LA Lakers, for the 20 years that he put in as a Laker, for everything that he did for the organization. He could have been a sacrifice for them getting the next king, which is LeBron James, considered to be the top 2 greatest players of all time, right along with Michael Jordan. So Kobe Bryant could have very well been a sacrifice for that reason. And also we have to remember that the LA Lakers won the finals. They won the championship the same year that Kobe died. So there's plenty around him dying that could say that this was actually a sacrifice for the LA Lakers' entire organization. Or it could have just been something that, they want us to actually feel like that because they know we're going to hit them. They know we're going to come with he was sacrificed for LeBron. He was sacrificed for the Lakers. it could be something where they want us to actually think that, but really they just took Kobe Bryant off the scene. His role here in the States as a NBA legend was over, because you got to remember, this video started as him being a initiated Freemason. He came into the league as a Freemason, y'all. So this could have been his, like, you know, rite of passage. This could have been his next initiated, you know, state to just move on. His character, his time here is done. He did 20 years in the league. He scored 60 points on his last game. And not to mention, LeBron James passed him for third all-time in points scored, literally the night before he died.
You know, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I was growing up through the ranks when Kobe came into the league. He was, you know, it wasn't a dream of mine to come straight, you know, from high school at that point in time to the NBA. But I was like, wow, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid being able to make that leap, that's pretty damn cool. And as I started playing more ball and I was winning in high school, the things that he was doing on the floor, I, you know, admired and wanted to be a part of. I went to ABCD camp, and he came and talked to all the kids that was there, and I happened to be one of the kids that was there, and I was just listening. I was just trying to soak everything up I could, you know. And I remember one thing that he said. He was like, if you want to try to be, you know, great at it, or want to be one of the greats, you got to put the work in. You know, there's no substitution to work. And I was a 15-year-old kid at that camp. You can actually find the footage of him at that camp. And in 2001, I believe I was playing in New Jersey, and the All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all can correct me, was in Philly, right? Yeah, that Saturday, me and Maverick drove to the Intercontinental downtown Philadelphia, and he gave me a pair of his shoes, which I ended up wearing that following night. It was the red, white, and blue Kobe's. I was a 15, and he was a 14, and I wore them anyways. And I sat and just talked to him for a little bit. He gave me the shoes. I rocked them in the game. And it was the same night that we played Oak Hill against Melo. And then I saw what he was able to do the very next night, winning MVP here in Philly. That following night. As I got drafted, I still just admired him. You know, seeing what he was able to accomplish, winning championships, having, you know, being early in his career where, you know, he learned from the misses that he had against the series against Utah, and he just used that as motivation and got better and better and better to him winning multiple championships, and continued to admire him throughout my high school rank. And then as competitors, just seeing the work ethic that he put into the game. He had zero flaws offensively, zero. You backed off of him, he could shoot the three. You body him up a little bit, he can go around you. He can shoot the mid-range, he can post, he can make free throws. He had zero flaws offensively. And, you know, that's something that I admired as well, just being at a point where the defense will always be at bay, where they couldn't guard you at all offensively, where you just felt like you was just immortal offensively because of your skill set and your work ethic. We take it down to 2008 where we become the Redeem team, and it was a dream come true for me to be able to line up alongside of him. Just admiring him for so many years, and seeing him from afar, and then being able to be in practices with him, and you know, me watching and learning. So on. I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much. The story is just too much. It doesn't make sense. And just to make a long story short, now I'm here in the Lakers uniform in Philadelphia, where he's from, where one of the first time I ever met him, gave me his shoes, he won All-Star Week. It's surreal. It doesn't make no sense, but the universe just puts things in your life, and when you live in the right way, or you just giving everything to whatever you're doing, things happen organically, and it's not supposed to make sense, but it just happens. And I'm happy to be in any conversation with Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the all-time greatest basketball players to ever play, one of the all-time greatest Lakers.
And we all know that they played the Philadelphia 76ers, where Kobe Bryant is actually from, the night before he died. In this last tweet, he said, "Continuing to move the game forward at King James. Much respect, my brother." 3-3-6-4-4, which would have been the amount of points that LeBron James had in total after that game that night, passing Kobe for third all time on the list. Now, the Kobe Bryant story, the Kobe Bryant sacrifice, is deep. It has a lot of different angles. You know, you can talk about that deal he had with the pharmaceutical company in the works, and you know, you could say all of this stuff that he could have possibly been sacrificed for. But at the end of the day, this is a very deep rabbit hole with Kobe Bryant. It left a lot of people confused that are still kind of searching for answers today. And I mean, at the end of the day, Kobe Bryant was a sellout. Kobe Bryant was a Freemason. He fooled a lot of his fans, and I think up until his very last day on the scene, he fooled everyone once again. Y'all, we have no idea the lives that these people live behind the scenes. We have no idea what some of these people have done to get to where they are. And yeah, man, I find this to just, this is still a head scratcher. It's kind of why I can't sit here and say that he was actually sacrificed for the Lakers. Because honestly, in my heart, honestly, I don't believe Kobe's dead. I really don't. I really don't believe he dead. I don't, yeah, man. I just don't believe he's dead, y'all. But anyways, man, look, I think I've covered pretty much everything that surrounded Kobe's death, as far as those quote-unquote coincidences. So I'm going to leave it right here, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I worked on this for a few days just to get it right, get it accurate. And yeah, man, it's Sunday. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Also, I got a video coming to Patreon as well. So y'all look out for that for the ones that are subscribed. And as always, man, I really do appreciate y'all. It is Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.
There's no way that I can thank you from my heart. Thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.